Wanna hate the rich 1%? That's fine, but hate every rich person. Not just CEOs. People hate rich people. I get it. They have more money, so being envious is expected. They'll envy Bill Gates for being worth billions. They'll share headlines that Amazon paid $0 federal tax, yet being oblivious towards net loss carry forwards. They'll share clickbait headlines about the net wealth of 88 people can solve poverty for the rest of the world, etc., etc. After they're done sharing these links on Facebook, they'll go tune into the latest Keeping Up with the Kardashians episode. They'll watch the latest NFL game and buy their favorite player's jersey. They'll go buy the latest iPhone. Supporting Tim Cook's salary, they'll go watch Marvel's Endgame and think Chris Hemsworth is wonderful. They'll listen to the latest hit single from Migos on YouTube. They'll go grab a burger from McDonald's supporting Steve Easterbrook's salary. Then they'll go back on Facebook, read another article that a 90% tax on the rich can provide free college education, share it, then go back to watching the Kardashians. It's selective envy. Edit: I should point out that I don't hate rich people. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos have created immensely successful business that have ultimately changed the lives of everyone on this thread. I do, however, dislike hypocritical stances. You can't hate Jeff Bezos and love Rob Downey Jr. if you hate rich people for the sake of hating them. I think the biggest mistake many make is they don't distinguish between the parasite class and the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs tend to make money by solving real problems in a cost-effective way that satisfies their customers. The parasite class finds a way to increase company profit in the short term to maximize their bonus. A good industry to see the difference is the video game industry. Until the mid to late 1990s, the industry was led by the entrepreneurs who founded the companies. There was a focus on producing products that fans would see enough value to pay for, and the industry generally operated in an ethical way. As the amount of money in the industry grew, it attracted highly intelligent and hard-working executives who started focusing on additional revenue streams, and we now have an industry where few games don't have predatory monetization schemes built into them. I mean, I guess you're right. I don't hate the rich. I hate certain rich people whose actions have shown they are obviously greedy and have too much money and power, while there are others that I don't care about at all, most of whom dress up and pretend to be other people on camera, and that pays a lot because we seem to value that as a society. I don't feel like it's necessary to hate an entire group of people based on their income. I just hate the ones that are bastards. Wanna hate the rich 1% of the world? That's fine. But if you make over $32,400 you are the 1%, https://www.com/article/personalfinance/050615/are you top 1% world ASP of the world, so hate yourself too. Easy there, friend. I only have so much hate, and hating myself uses most of it. I have to use the reminder sparingly. The problem isn't the 1%, in the global or American context. The 1%, statistically speaking, are the working rich, and generally do pay taxes. Hell, the 1% on average probably pay more taxes than people like Buffet, as a percentage of their income. The problem is roughly 4,000 American families such as the DuPonts, that own approximately 50% of the US wealth. Statistically, those 4,000 families far less than 1% of the US population. The whole 1% myth was created by the ultra-rich as a smokescreen to keep the heat and focus off of them and their economic class. They want people to focus on the 1% because it includes the working rich, successful doctors/lawyers/business owners/etc., which takes the focus off of the extremely wealthy, and makes the whole call for appropriate taxation seem like a socialist redistribution of wealth, rather than a fair tax on the extremely wealthy, who often escape taxation altogether. Your solution, and I use the word lightly, isn't applicable because it doesn't address the problem. I see even less reason to hate CEOs. They run companies that provide jobs to thousands of people, they return investments to millions of shareholders. Celebrities on the other hand may have a few people on payroll but mainly just spend their money on themselves. I can't speak for most people, but I don't hate wealth. I hate unearned wealth, inheritance, tax dodging, stock investments, etc. and breaking the system. If someone's worked from the bottom to get where they are, and that money is actually coming from their business, and they don't buy politics or dodge taxes, where exactly is the problem? You can like individuals and hate the institution. I have friends who are vets and cops and dislike the military-industrial complex and the militarized police. The rich as individuals are the same as all individuals, some are pricks, some are great. The rich as an institution are worth a condemnation. They as a class/institution have and are using their influence and wealth to manipulate the political and justice system. Storing money overseas or in charities to escape taxation. Stuff like that. What you're espousing sounds like class traitor rhetoric that used to see in the fringe of left-wing politics. It follows the notion that everyone in the rich class is equally guilty of its sins, but I generally am against that mass guilt notion. I just hate anyone that has more money than me. I don't know what weird-ass world you live in, but everyone I know who hate the 1% hate all other rich people too. But it's not about the money even, most of the time it's how these people either spend/hoard their money or are so disconnected with reality they can't understand what struggle is. If you're rich and you're putting actual money towards things that matter, by all means, but if you're rich and you thought clean water wasn't a human right, I need your skin as a belt. My unpopular opinion on the rich: I find it annoying how people complain about the rich. They try to pretend it's for such pure reasons, that the rich are evil and they are so much better than them. But the real reason is just jealousy. The people complaining about the rich would never turn down raises, nor would they insist on helping those less fortunate before padding their own pockets. Everyone is greedy. They're just upset they aren't also rich. I agree, but most people aren't out to get the 25 millionaires, it is only the people who have hundreds of millions that it becomes unfair. It's not about hate at all. Some rich people have kind hearts, others are /////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////// The same range of essential personality types exist among all socioeconomic classes, in this case, the tendency to hurt, harm, or demean others. IOW, you can say the same about poor and the so-called polite middle to upper middle class as well. The issue is either behavioral, 1, holding accountable people who do abuse their wealth and power, and, 2, if this is about economics, less wealthy people ought to pay less in taxes than higher income people, and that huge wealth gaps create power imbalances which, given prevailing human nature, lead to powerful wealthy people abusing the system for their own gain without giving a damn about the negative effects of their acts upon others. Reality TV shows starring rich people, I don't see how that's relevant to the issue of hating on rich people. So I ignored that. If you took all of the 1% wealth, our government would burn through it in a year. I'm fine with rich folks. My issue is with corporate greed. Jeff Bezos and your average football player aren't even in the same stratosphere of wealth. Definitely an unpopular opinion, given that most people get pissed off when you tell them that the entertainment industry is one of the biggest, most salary unbalanced corporations on the planet. They want to believe corporations mean things like oil companies and the big bad meanies, not their beloved celebrities. Tax everyone involved in the entertainment industry making over $500,000 a year at 90% and let's see what happens then. That would pay a lot of college tuition, buy a lot of food and cover a lot of doctor's visits. Oh look, the bidaily libertarian circle jerk. This opinion has been shared here before. What you need to understand is there is a distinct difference between the wealth of a celebrity and the wealth of the true 1% or whatever you want to call it. Robert Downey Jr. owns a fraction of the capital and has a fraction of the wealth that Bezos or the Koch brothers has. These billionaires have more wealth than you could even comprehend. The only reason you're wondering to yourself, why don't people complain about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or something, is because they're public figures. It's a nice idea, but the richest people in this country make celebrities look like peasants. Also, Robert Downey Jr. isn't funneling his money into conservative think tanks and lobbying firms. I like to think that celebrities are targeted in these kind of posts because Op is conservative and wishes hot and popular celebrities were too, cause they're just so cool. Maybe give a little more thought to your wicked unpopular opinion. This take is stupid as shit. Another unpopular opinion: I hate the rich and powerful not because they're rich and powerful. I hate many of them because 1. They get away with all sorts of heinous shit and face zero consequences for it later in the life, unless another person in power is affected. Proof: Epstein. Sometimes, they just sit on their capital and take away far more value from the society than they produce. Particular exemplar: land investors, not your average Joe landlords, but buy out a small city in a foreign country. Tier landlords buy out the land, thus invoking an artificial scarcity, wait some time, then put a huge price tag on it. Big profits for doing exactly. Not so much. Create the problem, sell the solution. And I'm not talking about the morality of it there, I'm talking about the actual value of these actions. How is this beneficial to the economy? Comparing Robert Downey Jr. and Jeff Bezos is kind of laughable. One is a rich actor who probably pays rich people taxes, i.e. probably lower than he should because he hires people to assist him with that. And the other is a stupendously rich person who owns one of the biggest companies in the world, a company that pays zero taxes. This is dumb. It's not about hating rich people. It's about ending exploitation via the shitty policies governments all around the world have because the 1% of each of those countries have told them so. I doubt any socialist really cares about Kim Kardashian. They have more money, so being envious is expected. Stop. Do you really think that liberals hate the ultra-wealthy out of jealousy? No. There really is nothing wrong with being rich, tbh. But at some point, hoarding more gold and refusing to contribute to society while half the country is barely scraping by is immoral. Bribing and overthrowing governments, see, the banana republics, around the world to make rules that benefit you at everyone's expense is immoral. Yes, people need to stop thinking of rich people as role models and entertainers and start thinking of them as owning our politicians and writing laws to their own exclusive benefit. Corruption is legal in America. https://www. YouTube.com/watch v=5232cca_ig